Hi there, this is Gary Ryan Blair, and I've got a secret to share with you. So you can achieve practically any of your wildest dreams. It really doesn't matter how big they are. Now, you might be suspicious or even doubtful, but by the end of this message, I promise you, you won't be. Now here's the secret, 2 words. Everything counts. Little things become big things. Nothing is insignificant. Everything in your life accumulates, everything compounds, and everything piles up. And if you long to accomplish great and noble goals, then you must first learn to approach every task as though it were great and noble. Now that's a point worth repeating. If you long to accomplish great and noble goals, you must first learn to approach every single task as though it were great and noble. So even the grandest project depends on the success of the smallest of components. Most people in organizations downplay the small details. They dismiss them as minutia, the small stuff that we're encouraged to ignore. But in fact, our entire environment is simply an accumulation of tiny details. And although we measure our lives in years, we live them in days and hours, minutes, and seconds. Every action, every detail of our lives has bottom-line consequences. And it's derogatory and dangerous to think of any of those details as trivial, unimportant, or inconsequential. Successful people in many walks of life understand the importance of detail and just why everything counts. Let me give you a few examples. Crime scene investigators know that it's often the smallest, the most obscure detail that results in the arrest and prosecution of criminals. Athletes and coaches are all too aware that one minor adjustment can swing momentum to the competitor and result in a loss rather than a win. Doctors and nurses understand that the slightest mistake or loss of focus can result in a tragic situation that carries massive liability. Engineers and architects know that the stability of the most gigantic structure depends on the integrity of the smallest element. A failed bolt or a misplaced pin can have huge consequences. Firemen, first responders, and other emergency personnel are trained to focus on all the details, even as tragedy unfolds, as every second can make the difference between life and death in an emergency situation. Ultimately, the key to quality and excellence in every aspect of our lives is doing the little things correctly, and doing them all the time, and I mean every time, so that each action produces a quality result. And when every detail is lovingly attended to, and each step in the process is given complete and careful attention, the end result inevitably will be of the highest quality. See, the magic behind every outstanding performance, exceptional meal, fine piece of furniture, jewelry, or clothing is always going to be found in the smallest of details. And those who enjoy the greatest success understand that it takes hundreds of small, seemingly insignificant details repeated every day in and out in order to create an unforgettably excellent presentation. And it's worth noting that the people who deliver superior results are not simply doing more of the same things that everyone else is doing. They're actually doing better things, and they're making everything they do count. Very small differences, consistently practiced, will always produce superior results. See, the distance between those who achieve their goals consistently and those who spend their lives and careers merely following has everything to do with one's ability to go the extra mile. Now, search wherever you will for a single sound argument against the principle of going the extra mile, and I promise you this, you will not find it. Nor will you find a single instance of enduring success which was not attained in part by its application. From parenting children and managing a staff, the true leaders in any field are willing to go farther than anyone else. They're willing to go the extra mile. And your ability to elicit behavior that goes above and beyond the call of duty is a key asset and a massive competitive weapon, one that is extremely difficult for competitors to imitate and virtually impossible to ignore. And in today's competitive environment, mediocrity is a self-imposed death sentence. Either you're among the select few who are thriving, or you're like most people who are distracted, overwhelmed, and struggling. So here's the raw, honest, finger-in-the-eye truth. It's simply not enough to just show up, to go through the motions and to do your work. And just in case you might be wondering why, I want you to tattoo this next idea to your forehead. Superior performance is not, never has been, nor will it ever be the byproduct of ordinary efforts. You must embrace the fact that in order for you to remain competitive, that it's in your best interest to learn what it takes to make everything count and to exceed expectations at all times. See, knowing that everything counts is the way that we focus on and achieve superior results, as it's an execution strategy for inspiring excellence and for driving exceptional results. And by adopting everything counts as the golden rule of excellence, you'll begin to examine even the smallest of details that which in the past may have compromised your performance and even contaminated your character and your reputation. So no matter how you define performance excellence, it will always include exceptional quality, meticulous attention to details, uncompromising standards, and superior craftsmanship, which are all fueled by love and passion. Excellence is respected and admired, and it serves as a triumphant accomplishment for those unwilling to accept anything less than their absolute best. Without a doubt, world-class results are the product of world-class habits and activities. And from start to finish, the distinguishing characteristics of success are always going to be found in the details. Now, the popular philosophy that instructs us not to sweat the small stuff is flawed because it breeds poor customer service, underperformance, wasted opportunity, mistakes, inconsistencies, rework, and oversights. And from typos to tardiness, many people in organizations act as if the details just don't matter much. And the result of this mindset is that they treat customers poorly, they deliver sloppy results, and they show up both unprepared and late. And while mission statements and service creeds extol excellence, quality, and consistency, clients and customers tend to receive mediocrity, apathy, and far too often, incompetence. We all have it within ourselves. We have the power to raise the bar of our own performance anytime we wish by dumping the don't sweat complacency and by embracing an everything counts attitude. Now make no mistake, the adoption of an everything counts philosophy takes conscious effort, it takes immense discipline and a deep reservoir of commitment. Because if it were easy, you wouldn't need those attributes in order to be super successful. And that is another important reason why you'll want to participate in the 100-Day Challenge, as you'll learn how to unleash your greatness and get more accomplished in 100 days than most people do over the course of 10 years. So check it out at 100daychallenge.com and make it the very next thing you do.